Hello there. Today I'm going to speak about workplace morality. Now, most of us, unless we're old, have some form of work or job that we are busy doing in some firm or other. Now, that is a very good thing because we have to earn a living and we have to provide for our families, or we have to provide for ourselves if we're single. And so it's a good thing to have a good job. But there's a problem amongst the workplace. I'm talking about South Africa, but actually it's right around the world. And that is a very bad morality going on in the background amongst the people in the workplace. Men and women are flirting with each other. Married men and married women are busy flirting with each other. And this is actually a very dangerous practice because their morals are busy decaying and their morals are busy deteriorating a little bit by little bit, and the garments are becoming moth-eaten. The garments of righteousness are busy to be eaten by the moths. The Bible speaks about this. So what we need to do is to realize that we're on a downward slide. And if we don't, we'll find ourselves in serious trouble sooner or later, because the wife that I loved, or I love, will be, and who I'm cheating, it starts in a nice little word in the office between a man and a woman, and then a word here and there, then it ends up in a touch. They touch one another, and they start touching each other on the shoulders, and afterwards they start touching each other on the cheeks and on the chins, and that leads to a promiscuity way of living, a loose living way. And the thing is this, inevitably, because it's breaking God's laws of righteousness, holiness, and justice, it's going to cause a trouble in the marriage, or the marriages. Every time a man flirts with another woman, especially if he's married, he must know that he's playing with a dangerous snake, a poisonous snake that's going to bite him. And not only the man, but also the woman. They're busy playing around with fire. And they don't know it. They can't see the tragic end and the tragic result of the innocuous flirting around in the offices. It is, I've done deliverance work now for probably about 47, 49 years. I've prayed with thousands and thousands of people. And I can tell you, the heartaches, the sorrows, the tears, the divisions, the breakdowns that these type of things end up in, it's not worth it. So, in the hope that these few videos will be able to reach your heart, wherever you may be, and this is mainly for the guilty. It's not for those that live a good morality and they live in a righteous life before the Lord and in the Lord and with the Lord. These are the people that don't care. They actually don't care what happens to the future. I've seen many people that started with office flirting and it ends up with tears of sorrow. Many people have been killed because of the jealousies that rise. These things are not things to play around with. These things are something that you actually must realize beforehand, that if you're busy with this, you're going to fall into a trap. And the trap is going to be the trap of the devil, of Satan, of Lucifer, whoever it is. So, in the interest of promoting a good morality amongst the people of South Africa and the world necessarily. I'm going to give a series of lectures here. People can take it or they can leave it. There's nothing that I've ever said that, anything that in Facebook that I expect you to take it. If you don't want to take it, it's your choice. If you are open and above board and you really and truly mean it with God, and you want to mean it with your family and you mean it with your wife and children, then you're going to avoid these things. These things are like a plague that eats into your heart. They start with your mind. And I tell you, they corrode your mind away until eventually they hit your heart. And once they hit your heart, then it's over. There's trouble. And big troubles. A marriage that has been pretty good or even wonderful can turn into a disaster in there through innocuous flirting amongst men and women in the office place. This is not a very nice thing to say, but it's the truth. It happens. And I believe that you can still repent. If you're guilty of these things, you can turn around today. If you really want to, and you can stop. And you can say, take stock of yourself and say, listen, I am busy with dangerous things. I'm busy with things that can wreck my marriage, that can cause heartache amongst my children and my wife and my family. These things are not worth it. Really, they're not worth it. If you prayed with as many people as I prayed with in the deliverance ministry that the Lord gave me in the past, you will see the sorrows and heartaches. Some of them are everlasting distresses. Some of them are distresses that just don't come right, because they lead from one degree to another. So I plead with you today, consider what you are busy with. Weigh it up and see whether it's worthwhile. I know that many of you people are not going to be happy with me. I've seen it in the past with some of my blogs and on Facebook, but God has called me to speak the truth. Jesus said, seek the truth, you'll know the truth, and the truth shall set you free. Jesus is the way, the truth, and the life. But what he speaks is also the truth. And what he says is also the truth. And what he means is also the truth. Christianity is a wonderful thing because we are free. We are free of the bondage and the slavery that we had, that other people are subject to, with sin, degradation, unrighteousness, evil, wickedness, and all these things. But once we come out of that, through the grace of God, we don't want to be tangled again in it. Because if you get entangled in it again, it's going to be worse for you than it was in the beginning. So there's only one way, and that is to keep yourself clear from these things. Follow after righteousness and follow after a good morality. The people in the world will judge you by your morality. But on the other hand, they're watching very carefully and they're going to judge you by your righteousness. They're going to look and see, are you really what you say you are? Are you really doing what you believe that you should do? This is now the end of this video lecture, or teaching rather. May God bless you, and may this reach into your hearts, and that may God, in His grace and mercy, pull out the wrong that's operating there. Thank you.